If you haven't flown in a few years, or if this is one of your first times flying, the airport can feel like a completely different world. New security rules, digital kiosk, long terminal walks, confusing gate changes. It's a lot to navigate. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 things every senior traveler needs to know before going to the airport so that your travel day goes as smoothly as possible. Let's go.
Dream vacations start here.
Now, the first thing I want every senior traveler to know is this. If you have any mobility concerns at all, whether that's a bad knee, back pain, or you just know that a long walk to a big airport is going to be a challenge, you can request wheelchair assistance directly from your airline, and it's completely free. You don't have to be fully unable to walk to use this service. If the airport is going to be a physical challenge for you, that is reason enough to request help. You can do this when you book your ticket by calling the airline directly or through your reservation management page online. On your reservation, look for a link that says either special assistance or wheelchair and accessible services. You want to request a service at least 48 hours prior to departure to guarantee availability. An airline employee will meet you at the check-in counter and escort you all the way through security, to your gate, and onto the plane. Now, if you forget to arrange this ahead of time, you can also request it at the check-in counter when you arrive at the airport. Most airlines are very accommodating, but just know you may have to wait for a period of time as they may not have someone readily available. Tip number 2 is TSA PreCheck, and this is one I would strongly encourage any senior traveler to look into. TSA PreCheck allows you to go through a dedicated security lane where you do not have to take anything out of your bag as you would have to in the regular security lines. In addition, you'll get to go through a regular metal detector rather than the body scanners. Going through security can be one of the most stressful things you can do at the airport, but having TSA PreCheck will make it much more simpler and less stressful. The PreCheck line is typically much shorter and moves much faster. For senior travelers especially, the reduced physical demands of the PreCheck lane make a real noticeable difference. The enrollment fee is around $85 for 5 years. If you have a travel credit card, that fee may be completely reimbursed. You'll need to go to an enrollment center once in person, but it's a one-time process and it's absolutely worth it. I'll link more information about the program down in the video description. Tip 3 is simple but important. Arrive at the airport earlier than you think you need to. Most airlines recommend arriving at least 2 hours early for domestic flights and 3 hours for international. As a senior traveler, I would add at least an extra 30 minutes on top of that. Here's why. If you have requested mobility assistance, check-in may take a little longer. If you need to use the restroom or stop for food before your flight, you need time built in for that too. And if TSA flags your bag for any reason, which does happen, having that extra time means you're not rushing to the gate in a panic. Give yourself the gift of time on travel day. It makes the entire experience much less stressful. Now, before I get into tip 4, if you're watching this before an upcoming trip, I also have a full video on how to navigate the airport as a first-time flyer. I'll link it at the end of this one. Tip 4, and this is a big one, always pack your medications in your carry-on bag, not your checked luggage. Never your checked luggage. Here's why. Checked luggage can be delayed, held up, or in rare cases, lost. If your medications are in that bag and something goes wrong, you could be without them for hours or even a full day. That is a situation you want to avoid entirely. Now, when it comes to the TSA, here's what you'll need to know. Medications in pill or solid form are allowed in your carry-on in any quantity. Now, the TSA limits any type of liquid, gel, or paste to 3.4 ounce containers or less that all must fit in a quart-sized bag. However, liquid medications are allowed in quantities greater than 3.4 ounces as long as you declare them to the TSA officer before you go through screening. So make sure they are separated from the rest of your bag and easy to access. I would have all your liquid medications in one clear plastic bag and a separate quart-sized bag for your toiletries, and then put both of those bags in the security bins. If you use a syringe, insulin pump, or any other medical device, the same rules apply. Declare it to the TSA officer and it will be allowed through. Tip 5, did you know that the TSA has a helpline specifically for travelers with disabilities, medical conditions, and seniors? It's called TSA Cares, and this is their contact information. You can call at least 72 hours before your flight, and a TSA representative will walk you through exactly what to expect at security based on your specific situation. They can also arrange for a passenger support specialist, a trained TSA employee, to personally meet you at the checkpoint and assist you through the entire security process. This is completely free, and the vast majority of travelers have no idea it even exists. If you have any concerns about going through security, whether it's a pacemaker, a prosthetic limb, or just general anxiety about the process, this is the number to call. I'll also have a link in the description as well. Tip number 6, airports are big and some of them are very, very big. before your travel day, I would recommend spending about 5 minutes looking up the terminal map for your specific airport on their website. Most major airports have interactive maps that show you exactly where your gate is, where the restrooms are, where you can grab food, and how to get from check-in to security to your gate. That 5 minutes at home could save you a lot of confusion on the day of your flight. And if you know the walk to your gate is going to be a long one, many airports offer motorized cart service through the terminals, and it's free. Look for them near the entrance of the main terminal or simply ask any airport employee. If you're finding this helpful so far, go ahead and give the video a like. It really helps get this information out to more travelers who need it. Now let's keep going. Now I want to talk about something that catches a lot of senior travelers completely off guard. And that is what happens at the gate. So tip number 7, most airlines offer pre-boarding to passengers who need extra time or assistance getting settled. And that includes senior travelers who simply need a few extra minutes. But here's the key. You have to ask. When you arrive at the gate, go directly to the gate agent and let them know you would like to pre-board. You do not need a doctor's note or any special documentation. Explaining that you would like a little extra time is typically all that's needed. Pre-boarding means you'll get on the plane before the general boarding groups. You'll have time to stow your carry-on, get comfortable in your seat, and avoid the rush. It can make a significant difference in how relaxed you feel before the flight even begins. Tip number 8, staying hydrated during your flight is more important than most people realize, and it's especially important for senior travelers. The air inside airplane cabins is extremely dry, typically around 10 to 20% humidity. That level of dryness can cause fatigue, headaches, and general discomfort. Drink water regularly throughout your flight, even if you do not feel thirsty. On longer flights, try to get up and walk the aisle every hour or two. Sitting in a compressed position for extended periods can reduce circulation in your legs. If your doctor has spoken to you about blood clot risk, compression socks are an inexpensive and effective option. You can find them online for around $15 to $20, and they make a real difference on longer flights. Tip number 9, even with the best preparation, things do not always go perfectly. Flights get delayed, gates change, connections get tight. So here's what I want you to know. Airport employees are there to help you. Do not hesitate to ask if your gate changes and you're confused about where to go. Walk to the nearest information desk or ask any airport employee you see. If your connection is tight and mobility is concerned, notify a gate agent immediately. Airlines can often arrange assistance or in some cases, coordinate with the connecting gate on your behalf. It's also a good idea to enter your phone number with the airline, or even better, download the airline's app to be able to receive important updates about your flight. And if your flight is canceled, the line at the gate can be rather long to get rebooked. Instead of waiting, you can go directly to your airline's customer service counter rather than waiting in line at the gate. You have rights as a passenger, and airport staff are trained to help. The most important thing is to ask early before the situation becomes a crisis. Or if you're tech savvy enough, you can get yourself rebooked through the airline's website or app. And tip number 10, this one comes from my experience as a travel agent. When you're booking your flight, take a few extra minutes to choose your seat intentionally. If mobility is any concern, book an aisle seat so you can get up and move without climbing over anyone. If you're traveling with a companion, sit side by side rather than across the aisle. It makes the entire experience far more comfortable. And if your trip involves a connecting flight, try to book a connection with at least 90 minutes between flights. For senior travelers especially, a tight 45-minute connection leaves very little margin if your first flight is even slightly delayed or if the terminal walk is longer than expected. Your comfort on travel day often starts at the booking stage, so it's worth taking the time to think through these details before you confirm your reservation. If you have any questions about any of these tips, feel free to post those down in the comment section. I do read all of them. And if you want a complete walkthrough on how to navigate the airport for the first time, make sure to check out this video next. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you safe travels.